Hello everybody, it is JD here and welcome to today's 2K video. Yesterday we got the blog for Season 8, which wasn't really much of a blog, more of a couple of paragraphs if you're lucky. But if you want to see about all that, check out yesterday's video, Endgame Steph, Endgame Embiid, and not much else. But at the bottom of the blog, we get the click here to take our 8-minute survey to let us know what you thought about last season, which we are going to be doing today. So we're going to let 2K know any and all thoughts we have about season number 7. And obviously we played it quite a lot, so we've got quite a lot of thoughts. So let's go ahead and jump into it for today. If you want to be able to afford cards like the Victor Wembanyama, who's going to be headlining this series, along with all the endgame cards and the other invincibles that are in the game, you're going to need some MT. So make sure you check out safenbamt.com. Use code JD at checkout for 5% off your order. Link is in the description. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe for the daily videos. And make sure you check out twitch.tv/JD_crossover for the daily streams. So, let's go jump into this. Have I played 2K? Yes, funnily enough, I have. We are a new gen player this year. We're new gen only. Have I played during Season 8? Be a bit of an idiot if I did this quiz or this survey without having played it. We played Myteam. Did I achieve level 40? Yes, I did. We will get some actual questions soon, and here we go. The first actual question is about Invincible Zion Williamson. So, we've got two questions here. Do I agree or disagree with the following statement? Earning XP towards level 40 in Season 7 was worth my time. Now, we've got strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, or strongly agree. Do I think it was worth my time? Did I gain anything from the level system that was worth my time? And I've got to say no. Like, you get a couple of Hoff badges, which are just the same Hoff badges that they've given out all year. They're gatekeeping so many of the Hoff badges. Other than that, you get a tiny little bit of MT, a tiny little bit of tokens, some like really outdated packs. And obviously at the end you do get Zion, but yeah, earning XP was worth my time. Not really. Like, I'd been absolutely fine in my life if I didn't grind for it at level 40. So I think we're going to hit that with a disagree. And then in Season 7, the level 40 card was Invincible Zion. We've got to rate him 1 through 5. Now, if he was point guard small forward, which he has been in previous years, I think he'd have been looked on a lot more favourably. But obviously with his size, a power forward, small forward, in this meta, in this day and age, yeah, he just didn't even really make the bench off rip, and that says something about the card. So it's going to be a 2 or a 3. You know, I know some people do absolutely cook with this card, but for a level 40, you know, you want it to be one of the best of the best, and this card is pretty much already forgotten about for a lot of people. So we're going to hit that with a 2. Now, what modes did I play? Oh, too much of everything, 2K. Way too much. I don't think I played draft, actually. Way too much of everything. So, Season 7 reward cards. How obtainable did these cards feel? So, Unlimited Artist Gilmore. It took around, I think it was 32 games. 32 wins, I should say. I obviously just quit out of all the games that I don't win, so it's just 32 wins is all the points that it took. So, you could go 32-0 to get him. It's quite a lot of games for one card, isn't it? Let's not sugarcoat it. That's quite a lot of games for one card. And again, I'm not going to think about these from my perspective. I kind of will, I kind of won't. But from like the general perspective, 30 odd games for one card, that is quite a lot. You do obviously get some rewards along the way, but they're pretty poor. But I think we'll probably hit that with a neutral. I think we'll hit that one with a neutral. Iggy, limited, it's quite easy, isn't it? It's nice and straightforward. I don't want them to change it. I don't want them to think it's too easy and they need to change it. But limited's fine the way it is. John Havlicek, 100 wins in clutch offline. I obviously did that this season. Just hella boring. It's not hard. It's just so boring. But it's not easy because it takes so much time and it's so boring. So again, we'll hit that with a neutral. Sarunas, again, clutch them online. I actually found reasonably straightforward. Not as bad as Clutch Time Offline. She's not playing against the AI, of course. So, yeah, Sarunas, I'd say, is relatively easy. The Vault, I've got to hit this with an impossible because I played the entirety of Trip Offline and I did not get the RNG card. So that's impossible. Plain and simple. It's impossible. And a Trip Online, Rick Smits, and Horace Grant. I would say it's hard to get those cards. It's not impossible because we did get Rick Smits and we got Horace Grant on the Wemby to Glory account, but it's not easy. So that's hard. And the Ascension, I have no feelings about the Ascension really. So yeah, RNG is the problem here, as is Clutch Offline. But oops. But yeah, Limited's fine. Clutch Online, again, I don't mind it. The structure it is. The 100 wins aren't too bad because games are nice and quick. Feelings towards these Season 7 releases, I don't really have any feelings, if I'm honest, towards specific pack drops. That's not really what we're here for. We've got the Rush now. Okay, so this is something that we can talk about. So Rush. Every Tuesday, you got 5 mediocre names. Let's not be around the bush. They're mediocre names. They really are. They're your typical Tuesday players. You were able to get 1 for free from the agendas, and then they were in RNG, but they were pretty hard to get from RNG. But I'd say overall it's good. Overall, I'd say I'm satisfied. You know, if these were like, if there was just a sprinkling of like a couple of top tier names or top tier players, we'd be in this category here. But I think satisfied is a pretty fair evaluation of the Rush in general. It was nice. It was good for a lot of people to be able to get these Dark Matters for playing a couple of games, winning a couple of games here and there. Not mad at it. Super Packs, they are VC only. There is no old MT alternatives, and they are incredibly expensive. So, not exactly shouting from the rooftops about that one. Very dissatisfied on Super Packs as usual. Again, the guaranteed invincible endgame option packs, $50 for 1 card in July, or in June pretty much into July. Again, no MT alternative. It is just pay to win stuff. We're not going to be giving 2K any praise about that. The Champs Evo cards. So obviously this has kind of been forgotten about. But the Nuggets did get all of their cards up to Dark Matters. It seems so long ago now, but that was nice. We'll give it a satisfied. And obviously the Jokic wasn't invincible, but wasn't invincible. He got to 55 off badges, but they didn't give him invincible card art, which, as dumb as it sounds, would have made all the difference. If he just had the invincible card art, it'd been brilliant. But because it's just a playoff card, people don't really want to use him, just because you want the aesthetic of having an invincible card, even though he is one in terms of stats and badges. But yeah, that was a nice thing they did. Again, satisfied on that, not a problem. The Mellow was just a one-time thing on it. You know, it was a Dark Matter Mellow. It was fine, nothing crazy. I don't really know many people who use that card specifically. But I guess we've got to hit satisfied because it was a Dark Matter locker code. And locker codes this year, of course, have been very, very few and far between. So satisfied on that. Satisfied on the Evos. Obviously very dissatisfied on the VC only content. And then satisfied on the Rush packs. Not bad so far for Season 7. We go next. And here we have got some other big things from this season. So the daily all-time spotlight challenges. The all-time reward, has of course been announced over the last couple of days, is Endgame Bill Russell, and then the already released Paolo, who's like barely over 100k, and then KD, who's like 200k now. So you get a choice of 2 cards that are auctionable, or an undersized big man. And obviously these have taken 30 days for people. It's 25 hours-ish to keep up to date with it. So you do get the 30 cards alongside it as well. And I think we've got to be satisfied with it. A couple of the cards have been really top tier, like this Bob Netelicki right here. And as you guys are watching this, a newer card today, Doug Christie. A couple of them are really top tier. A couple of them are like decent tier. There was a lot of stinkers. There was a lot of undersized point guards, which is so unnecessary. But there were so many undersized point guards. But, you know, for a month of this game's life cycle, an entire month of it, it needed to be a pretty substantial grand prize, and I feel like they did miss in that regard. Yes, it's an endgame KD, but you can just buy that card. So if you kept up to date with this, the best reward you could get is a card that you might already have. And of course, you've got the people who paid $50 for KD or for Paolo, and it's basically a middle finger to those guys. So we don't like that either. But in general, we've got to hit it with a satisfied. This is brilliant. Pioneers of the game, very satisfied. They did it once, never again. But this is great. The 3 old-time dudes here who had historical relevance to the NBA. You literally played one game and you got all 3 of them. And they were actually half-decent cards as well. So that was brilliant. Do more of it. The playoff spotlights, such a disappointment. Such a disappointment. So many people don't even know that these existed, for good reason. They were, for the majority of them, full games, full like 5-minute quarter games, and your rewards were 5 tokens, 1500 MT, a playoff pack. Just awful. So unrewarding, so unengaging, and that was through the entirety of the playoffs and the finals. Really disappointing. Really disappointing. They could have done a lot better with that. And then the crossover cards Celebrity Challenge. Not my cards, not my crossover cards, but the crossover cards. It's just a chance to recap the ones that you've missed. It's just a re-up of the 8 cards. So I'm not mad at it. It's fine. It's there. It is what it is. So satisfied with these spotlights. Very satisfied with the Pioneers. Very dissatisfied with these. And then kind of meh about the celebrities. I think that's all pretty fair. And then how would you describe? Oh, it's comp, man. It's comp. Those streets, they are sweaty. So think about Season 7, how much was I able to complete? To be fair, I think I got most of them done. Obviously, we did get banned a little bit, so that took us down a little bit, but I think we completed most of our goals. And we've got to rate the season overall. Now, obviously, this season looks so good because the rest of the year has been so bad. I mean, there were points this year, of course, where we had reused game mode rewards. So, like, you'd win 100 games of, I think it was Clutch Time Online, and you'd get an untradeable Pink Diamond Akeem who was released 2 months earlier. That's what we're comparing. They're the memories that we've got, like the trophy case and all that. So anything is going to look good in comparison to that, of course. I feel like this season has had a lot of missed days. Again, if there's a day where it's just an undersized point guard, nobody logs on, and that's it. And they did drop everything for this event. Basically, the only thing this whole month was just this one solitary event. Other than that, it was VC only super packs every Tuesday. It was a VC only invincible option packs, which are great for people to spend the money. But if you don't spend the money, then it was pretty irrelevant. It was just the spotlights, and are the spotlights alone enough to carry a rating? I'd like to give it a 3.5. I would. I'd like to be banging here. I'd like to give it a 3.5. It's not a bad season. It's definitely not the best season because, again, it was just one thing pretty much, and then the rest of it was paid content. But I think in regards to the rest of the season, the rest of the year, we'll have to give it a 4. Let me know down below. What are you rating Season 7 overall, 1 through 5? What are you saying? Bad, a little bit bad, neutral, a little bit good, or good? What are we saying? And what is the number 1 change or addition you'd like to see? Just no 5-minute quarters. Oh, my keyboard doesn't work, so I can't put that in. But I would say no 5-minute quarters. A game that takes 30 minutes is not a good game, in my opinion. The questions in this section are about the NBA and the 2K League, so we are not interested in this. But we do like the NBA. That's oh, I didn't even click it. Whoops. That's why I'm here. Let me click very interested. We are interested in the NBA. Okay, so I think that's pretty much the end of this segment. I became interested in the NBA after I played 2K. That's actually how I worked. I did find 2K before I was a fan of basketball, which is not the right way around to do it. I'm fully aware. How many hours on average do I play? It's probably come down quite. A lot. I'm gonna hit it with like 25. I don't know these days. We'll go pro there. And when did I start playing? I started playing in 2K15. I'm an old head. And there we go. Thanks for your time. You are welcome, 2K. So that is my thoughts about season number 7. And of course, now we are ushering in season number 8 tomorrow. So if you log in tomorrow, you're going to get this card. Endgame Steph Curry. You will get him if you just log in tomorrow, which is quite nice. And if you are up to date with the spotlights, your reward will be waiting for you. It'll be the Bill Russell, KD, or the Paolo. Again, those 2 cards already released. And Bill Russell, a little bit of a small dude at this point in the game. But let me know down below what you think about Season 7, the season that was, the 6 weeks that we have just had. And let's get excited and ready for season number 8 tomorrow. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please like, subscribe. I will see you next time, and peace.